In the high Arctic, where the cold never truly releases its grip, a ghost stands frozen in time. Pyramiden, a Soviet mining outpost abandoned in 1998, left to the mercy of polar winds and perpetual silence. The journey here is only possible by boat during the brief summer months. A speck of wood and steel against the vastness of the Billeforden fjord. Even from a distance, the sight is unsettling. Grey buildings huddle at the foot of a mountain shaped like a perfect pyramid, the settlement's namesake. A lone statue watches over it all. Lenin, still standing. The world's northernmost monument to the Soviet leader, his stone gaze fixed on the same horizon he's been staring at for decades. This is not a town. It is a museum of abandonment, a monument to the Soviet dream that once reached even here. Walking through Pyramiden is like stepping into a photograph from the past. Every window tells a story. Every room holds a memory. In one apartment, a withered houseplant sits on a dusty sill, still reaching for light that barely penetrates the Arctic gloom. In another, a pair of rusted scissors lie beside faded fabric, as if the seamstress simply stepped away for a moment and never returned. The library holds over 3,000 books. Their spines are bleached, their pages brittle, but they remain. Shelved and waiting. A globe sits on a table, frozen in time, marking a world that no longer exists. In the school, a child's drawing is still pinned to a corkboard. A simple house. A sun. A smiling figure. The colors have faded, but the hope they represent hasn't quite disappeared. And on a windowsill, a newspaper dated 1998. The final days of Pyramiden. The ink is smudged, but the headlines remain legible, a record of a world that moved on while this one stood still. The cultural center was once the pride of Pyramiden. Its canteen could feed 1,000 hungry miners. Long wooden tables. Rows of empty chairs, and a massive mosaic of the Arctic landscape still adorns the back wall, a vivid, colorful masterpiece created by Soviet artists. A grand piano sits alone on the stage. It is the northernmost piano in the world. Its keys are yellowed. Its strings are silent. But it remains, waiting for a musician who will never come. Nearby, the sports hall is eerily quiet. A single basketball lies on the warped floor. The parquet is faded, but the court lines are still visible. This was a place of life, of competition, of laughter. In the dormitories, faded posters of glamorous Soviet models still adorn the walls above rusted bed frames. These rooms once held dreams. Now, they hold only dust and silence. Pyramiden's architecture is unmistakably Soviet, functional, utilitarian, and stark. The apartment blocks stretch in identical rows, their dark windows staring out over the snow like vacant eyes. The mountain that gives the town its name rises over everything. Over 1,000 meters high, its precise triangular shape is a strange and beautiful anomaly. For the miners who lived here, it was both a workplace and a constant, looming presence. Mining equipment, now rusted beyond repair, lies half buried in the snow at the mountain's base. Steel wheels, iron chains, broken machinery, silent monuments to the industry that built this settlement. In its heyday, Pyramiden produced nearly 130,000 tons of coal per year. Standing at a window of an abandoned apartment, the view is both breathtaking and desolate. The frozen fjord stretches toward distant peaks. Mountains rise on every side. The town is trapped in a natural bowl, surrounded by wilderness that seems to whisper, "You are alone here." The greenhouse was an ambitious experiment. A glass structure where Soviet scientists tried to grow vegetables and greens in one of the harshest climates on Earth. Today, the glass is cracked. The wooden planters are empty and decaying. The dream of self-sufficiency has withered. The swimming pool complex was once the northernmost pool in the world. A place where miners could escape the cold, even for a few minutes. Now, broken tiles litter the floor. Grime coats every surface. The basin is empty and dark. But some things remain beautiful. The mosaic in the cultural center is still vibrant, deep blues, bright greens, golden yellows. It stands in stark contrast to the decay around it, a stubborn reminder of what the Soviet Union built at the edge of the world. In the storage room, stacks of film canisters preserve over 1,000 Soviet movies. The cinema itself has been restored. A film festival was held here recently, the world's northernmost. For a brief moment, the projector flickered to life again. Snow falls softly over the main square. Lenin watches. The world is silent. A plastic bag caught by the wind is the only movement on the empty streets. It dances between buildings, a ghost of human presence. From above, Pyramiden is a tiny scar on a vast white landscape. The housing blocks are arranged in neat, Soviet rows. The mountain stands guard. The surrounding wilderness stretches endless in every direction. A faded Soviet flag, tattered and torn, flaps silently on a rusty pole. The hammer and sickle are barely visible now, swallowed by